If by the end of the year we stabilize around 0% year over year growth was in the 90s. And, after that, all hell broke loose around the world.
What's up, crypto crew, and welcome back. Or if this is your first time, I'm Captain Crypto Might, actively escaping the matrix, scoping out the crypto ocean. So if you like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt.
Stick around.
According to Cathie Wood, the founder, CEO, and CIO of Florida-based asset management firm ARK Invest, the world is heading towards very interesting times caused by government's unstable monetary policies. During the latest episode of our monthly In the Know broadcast, Cathie discusses the Bitcoin halving, M2 money supply, and the importance of innovation as the worldwide economy grows more volatile and uncertain. While discussing the Bitcoin halving, Cathie Wood and Yassin Almanira, the director of digital assets at ARK Invest, compare Bitcoin's mathematically metered supply, which is hard-coded into the software, to the volatile monetary policies made by central banks worldwide. With every Bitcoin halving event, Bitcoin's issuance rate is halved, which helps hold the cryptocurrency's inflation rate steady until the next halving year. The monetary policy of central banks is in direct contrast. During moments of monetary easing, they inflate the money supply so much that the damage becomes almost irreparable. And when tightening, they cause just as much, if not more damage. Cathie Wood believes this is exactly what is happening with the U.S. Federal Reserve at the moment. The central bank has vowed to keep rates higher for longer until the inflation battle is won. Cathie warns that this is a huge mistake that will throw the markets and economy into further turmoil, comparable only to the recession of the early 70s, the tech and telecom bubble, and the 08-09 global worldwide financial crisis. The ARK Invest CEO believes we are heading for another severe financial crisis worldwide if immediate steps are not taken. Now we will show you clips from the video as Cathie Wood discusses Bitcoin's mathematically secured monetary policy, the instability of the worldwide monetary system, and how the cryptocurrency industry serves as an insurance against this widespread instability. Pay attention, crypto crew.
We did a Bitcoin brainstorm with miners, but this monetary policy basically was written in 5 lines of code. I did not know that until we did that Bitcoin brainstorm. It is so elegant, so simple, so straightforward. This is M2 growth, a 4-year annualized percent change. So from this past March to March 4 years ago, what is the monetary growth rate at an annual rate? So that rate is about 8%. But take a look at the 4-year growth rate of M2, and you can see it's all over the place. You can see in the 60s and 70s, it moved toward double digits, and we ended up with double-digit inflation in the late 70s, early 80s. It took a while to get there, and it seemed to be very sticky. And then after Chairman Volcker came onto the scene, I think that was 1979, he said, we have to get this thing under control. And he started choking money supply. And that momentum actually continued into the mid-90s. It's somewhat similar to today. In the mid-90s, there was a domino effect of currency devaluations around the world. Our monetary policy was propagating throughout the world because it is the world's reserve asset. And the first devaluation actually was Mexico. And it was a big one. I remember it very clearly because we were involved with Mexican stocks. And then a few years later, we had the Asian domino effect. I think the Thai baht devalued in 1997. And so what do we have now where we see what happened because of COVID that drove the 4-year annualized growth in M2 up to 12%. And then now we've had a very sharp deceleration, unlike the 70s, 60s and 70s, where there was sort of an acceleration, at least in the sense of a trend. Here we had money thrown at the system to prevent an outright depression. And if by the end of the year we stabilize around 0% year over year growth, this line will drop toward 2 to 3%, which, as you can see, we've only seen once. It was in the 90s. And, after that, all hell broke loose around the world.
Cathie Wood warns that the Fed's insistence on holding interest rates is wreaking more havoc on already weakened economies. At least 3 currencies have undergone multiple 40 to 60% devaluations against the US dollar over the past year. The Egyptian pound has lost more than 2/3 of its value against the dollar in a series of staggered devaluations since early 2022, when the foreign currency shortage worsened. The situation is even worse with the Nigerian naira and the Argentine peso, which have also been greatly devalued in the past few months. Fortunately, anyone with a connection to the internet in any of these countries can easily buy an insurance policy in the form of Bitcoin. This has helped millions in emerging countries avoid the steady debasement of weak fiat currencies. Plus, even developed economies are beginning to show signs of trouble. And Cathie Wood believes the situation is about to get much worse. Here are some more Cathie Wood comments.
We're in a very interesting environment, and it's caused by monetary instability around the world. Of course, in emerging markets, anyone with a connection to the internet now pretty much can establish or buy an insurance policy in the form of Bitcoin. Crypto life. When we went off the gold exchange standard and closed the gold window in the United States in 1971, monetary policy just became unhinged, and it has been unhinged ever since, although human beings have tried to contain the inflationary ramifications. Right now, we think they're taking it too far on the downside. If inflation does come down the way we expect and the Fed does not cut rates, which the markets now don't expect one until November, if they don't cut as inflation's coming down, then this line is going to go out closer to 5%. Again, we haven't seen that really since the 80s, when inflation was still considered embedded or at risk of going back to double digits. We're nothing like that today. Just a quick note on fiscal policy. You can see the deficit. We present this each time, and just want to reinforce that we do believe growth is going to be the solution, as it was in the 90s.
Like it happened when the internet started to take off in the 90s, Cathie Wood believes we are upon another technological revolution that can easily take the financial system worldwide from its current gloomy trajectory towards a more promising one. According to the ARK Invest CEO, artificial intelligence will be a huge catalyst for what's coming next. It will accelerate the growth of other innovation platforms, including robotics, energy storage, and blockchain technology. And together they will change the trajectory of the world's economy. Cathie Wood adds that as long as governments in the West are willing to make a few concessions that will help hold the worldwide economy steady until these platforms are ready to take off fully, we should be able to avoid any major meltdown. Do you agree with Cathie Wood's analysis that we can somehow find a way out without any lasting damage to the financial system? Please drop your comments and observations in the comment section below. And don't forget what OG investor King Solomon said in Proverbs 14 verse 29. He that is slow to wrath is of great understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. Into the boat! Wherever the crypto ocean is at right now, crypto crew, wherever the worldwide economy is at right now, it is time to study the market on the crypto ocean. Study the projects that are appealing to you before you dive in deep.
Inevitable.
Fix your mind before you get to the grind. And with that said, let's continue to escape the matrix. Let's continue to be on the lookout on this crypto ocean, growing grace, and let's make some crypto waves. Say, ah.